Phatt Daddy's in the house. 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 Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Phatt Daddy's in the house. What's good people? It's your man, Phatt Daddy. Let me start off as always by saying Daddy loves you. Now, Daddy wants to talk today about an issue that affects most of us, self-image. Most of us, because of the way that our society is done, we don't look at that person in the mirror and see the beautiful person that is looking back at us. You have to be able to roll out of the bed in the morning and look at yourself in that mirror and say, that's a good-looking man or good-looking woman in that mirror. One of the issues that a lot of us deal with is hair. Curly girls trying to be straight, straight heads trying to be curly. Well, today I'm going to be having a Skype interview with a couple of beautiful young ladies, both of who have come off of the creamy crack, the permanents, and they have decided to go back to their natural, beautiful state. Both of them had different journeys. Both of them have different stories. We'll talk about both of their stories, some of the products they use, some of their motivation, things of that nature. We're going to talk about their stories. My niece and my daughter. Now, they have very different stories, and it may take a while, so we may have to do this in a series. But we're going to talk about their journey. We're going to talk about their experience from going from the creamy crack to their own beautiful natural selves. We're going to talk about some of the products they use and whatever is on their minds. So we're not going to hold you any longer with me. Without further ado, we're going straight to my niece via Skype.
I started going natural back in September of 2014. That's when I decided to start going natural. Um, and I decided I did not want to just cut off all my permed hair. I decided that I wanted to transition into natural, which meant that I was going to, just keep my regular permed hair, but I was just going to let my natural new growth just keep growing out and growing out. And I did that from around September of 2014 until around the end of December of 2015. Now I wanted to transition for 2 years, um, which ended up being a lot harder than what I expected it to be. I wanted to go ahead and cut off all my relaxed or my permed hair um, this past summer. I want to just now be cutting off my relaxed hair the beginning of June of this summer. But transitioning from relaxed hair to natural hair is tough because you have to um, basically you have to try to take care of two textures of hair. You have to try to take care of your relaxed hair that you decided to keep, hold on to, as well as the new growth that's growing out that's natural. So you got two textures of hair that you have to try to battle with or have to take care of, and they're battling against each other. And it's harder than what you would think because right where that line of demarcation is, where your relaxed hair meets your natural hair, is very, very fragile and very weak. So it's easy to break off right there. And trying to care for both of those textures is really tough. And you find yourself having to, detangle for hours and hours. You find yourself having to find products that work for the growth, but at the same time work for the relaxed hair, which I didn't realize was going to be the case. I just thought all my products were going to work, period. But no, there are certain products that are meant for I was just like, I was done. I could not go any further trying to take care of those two textures. So I ended up going ahead and chopping off all of my permed hair. It was right at the end of 2015. It was like December 31st or something like that. So that's why I like to say that I big chopped at the very beginning of 2016 because it pretty much was.
Okay.
And honestly, I can say that that was the best decision. I cannot imagine having just now, this past summer, cutting off all of my relaxed hair because I feel like when I big chopped back in at the beginning of 2016, it was like a weight off of my shoulders. It was like a huge ton off of my shoulders. I found that it was easier to take care of my hair once I had cut all that relaxed hair off. It was easier to take care of my hair. I was not detangling or trying to comb through my hair for hours and hours and hours. It was so much easier. And what I found is that I was actually able to finger detangle, use my hands to just rake through my hair
Okay.
to finger detangle my hair, and that would suffice. I didn't even have to use any combs or anything. So that was the best decision that I made. As far as my natural hair journey was go ahead and cutting off all those relaxed ends. Back at the very beginning of this year of 2016, and since my hair has just been flourishing, and I am so like just in awe of my natural hair texture. Um, I was so excited when I was transitioning what my curl pattern would be, how my hair would look, and now I'm just like this. It completely exceeds what I thought my hair was going to be. I love my natural curl pattern. I love my natural hair. It's so much fun just learning my hair. It's so much fun taking care of it and seeing how it reacts to certain products and just seeing it grow and just be healthy. Not only that, I think what makes this so rewarding and so fulfilling is the fact that I think I learned more about myself as a person when I decided to go natural. And I think I realized that I need to embrace every part of me naturally, who I am naturally, without any alterations at all. Period. And I think that's the biggest lesson that going natural has taught me is really embracing who I am, how God made me, period, with no alterations, not altering anything. It's just been a really rewarding journey, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. And I swear I'm never going back to relaxers ever. I don't. I would not go near a perm if somebody paid me. So that's pretty much my journey summed up.
Okay. You kind of hit on it a little bit, but what was your motivation to go on this journey to be the beautiful you naturally?
Would you say,
What was your motivation? You don't hear me? Okay, hold on, hold on.
go ahead. Let me see if you cleared up a little bit. Go ahead.
What was your motivation to go on the
Okay.
natural journey?
What was my motivation? Honestly, it's funny because before my natural hair journey, on I was on a relaxed or like a a I guess chemically processed natural hair or not natural, but chemically processed hair journey. So a relaxed hair journey, and I started that back in 2011 because I just wanted to prove to myself and to I guess the world kind of in a sense that black women, regardless of whether their hair is natural or relaxed, can have healthy, long, thick, pretty hair. And so I started that first. And it's funny because when I got started with my relaxed journey, I felt I got this kind of this almost like a still small voice told me, you're going to go natural after this. And I kind of just, I didn't pay it any attention, but I heard the first seed was planted when I was on my relaxed hair journey.
We're going to continue more with her motivation, the rest of her story, the products that she uses in part two.